Let us now discuss the 20th stanza of Adi Shankaracharya's Bhajagovindam. This stanza is attributed to one of Adi Shankara's disciples known as Dhrida Bhakta. Dhrida Bhakta is a very rooted devotee. Dhrida is basically foundationally very steady, rooted. So, this is how the stanza goes. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha Kriyate Tasyaya Mena Na Charcha. So, what does this stanza mean? Bhagavad Gita Kimchidadhita. Listen or read to the Bhagavad Gita at least a little. Kimchit. Just a little. So Adi Shankaracharya is requesting you to actually read the Bhagavad Gita, which is a discourse or a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna during the epic war Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita is basically a book which explains you, or a dialogue which talks about all the forms of yoga and the purpose of life and human existence, which Krishna answers in response to Arjuna's questions on the battlefield. So, Adi Shankaracharya is requesting you that little bit, kimchit, at least a little, can you read Bhagavad Gita? Similarly, Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Drink a little bit of Ganga river's water. The river Ganga is said to cleanse you of all your sins. Of course, so many people go to Kashi or Haridwar and have a dip in river Ganga. They think all their sins are washed away so that they can start fresh sins. No, that's not how it works. Ganga will really wash away your sins if you are ready to start a new life totally dedicated to self-realization, totally dedicated to achieving the true human purpose of life, which is becoming one with the Brahman. If you go to Haridwar or Kashi, have a dip in the river and come back, and again you just want to live your life the way you want to live, what will change? Nothing will change. So what he says is, the river Ganga, which can actually give you moksha or liberation, why don't you just drink a little bit of water? Here, he doesn't mean you to go to Haridwar or Kashi or Rishikesh and drink water of Ganga. When he says little bit Ganga water, that is, he is talking about little bit knowledge. The water of Ganges represents knowledge. What he says is, can't you make a little bit of effort to gain that supreme knowledge? It's not literally going to the Ganga river and drinking that river. Okay, drinking one glass of water from that river. No, that's not what it means. Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Kanika means little bit. Just one small cup of Ganga river's water. Here he means the knowledge, the river of knowledge. So little bit can you not try to gain knowledge? Little bit can you not read from the Bhagavad Gita? Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha. Murari means the Lord Krishna, who is a form of Vishnu or Govinda. Sakridapiya means little bit can't you pray to him? So he's not even saying, this is what you do. He is requesting you, can't you read little bit of Bhagavad Gita? Can't you drink a little bit of the knowledge? Okay, can't you consume a little bit of knowledge? He is not even asking you to become a Mahajnani. Like little bit. Similarly, can't you little bit pray to the Lord? Why he is asking us to do all this? Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. Yamena na charcha. If you consume a little bit of any of these things, little bit Bhagavad Gita, little bit knowledge of the self. This is not knowledge of science or maths or physics or grammar. Knowledge of the self, the true knowledge, beyond which there is no other knowledge. Little bit if you can pray to the Lord Murari or Krishna or Vishnu or Govinda. What can be avoided? The discussion with Yama can be avoided. The altercation with Yama, that is the Lord of Death. So tomorrow when you die, you will You can avoid that very unpleasant and painful dialogue with Yama. Why? You will be rescued by Murari. You will be rescued by that ultimate supreme soul, the supreme energy, Paramatma. Why? Just because you made a little effort. So here Adi Shankaracharya is saying, if you take one step towards God, God takes so many steps towards you. He will rescue you at the time of death. What do you mean rescue? Will I not die? Of course you will die. But your soul will be elevated to a better life, or probably the best thing that can be done is elevated beyond life and death cycles. You will get elevated. Do you want to get elevated at least at the time of death, or do you want one more stupid life just to repeat the same shit which you have always been doing for infinite lifetimes? That's what Adi Shankaracharya is pointing out to. And he is talking about how graceful God is. He is not expecting you to completely devote yourself to Him. Little bit efforts and God will come to rescue you, and you can avoid that painful altercation, the painful dealing with the Lord of Death or with the death itself. You will be elevated. In fact, death will become your gateway for a better life, or even better, no life. You will merge into that supreme soul. So this is what this paragraph of Bhajagovindam talks about. Until we meet again with the 21st stanza, see you guys. Bye-bye.